paper you're just physical anyway. You're offensive line. What does it mean to learn to be physical?
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with transition and kind of growing up from high school. Like a lot of people think they know how hard they can go, or think they know how hard like that needs to be gone. But when you come up to a level like this in a place like this, like it's an exponential like gap. So to be able to understand and learn like what it takes to be, kind of one of the guys around here, like the real guys around here. You really got to buckle down and learn like how to be physical, how to be mentally tough, just as well as physically tough. So I've been working on both, like that mental and physical aspect to kind of get that toughness, get that physicality. My feet in the ground was a big one and two, and just work to compete for this year.
You're right in the thick of a starting battle for center. You got here, I think, just over a year ago. Are you like exceeding your own expectations for how quickly this was all going to happen?
Yeah, I was a little bit. I mean, a week from today was my first snap, so a lot of growth. Obviously, I mean that's just uh, props to our strength and conditioning staff. Mike Solani, like developed me the whole way. All the guys around me getting extra work in with the young guys, can work in with Teg and I have been here a lot, and just learning and developing. Probably gone through thousands and thousands of snaps, just trying to get it down. We're still working on that now. I'm trying to build a little bit more of a routine when I get down. So yeah, a lot of learning, but it's a place we're at. You gotta swim or drown. So a lot of needed learning, but it wasn't really extra work to get here. It was just kind of work that needed to be done. So it's kind of the place we're at.
It's been 9 months at center. Is it starting to slow down for you and making some of those calls and some of those responsibilities that come with that position?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the first day, I remember my first scrimmage. I lined up and I looked across because Coach Rao was like, "Well, we're just gonna baptize you by fire." So he's like, "I'll just start today." I was like, "All right." And I went in there. I looked across the line. I saw Mike Hall on my left and Ty Hamilton on my right, and I was like, "Oh, this is a little bit different." I snapped the ball straight over Kyle's head. I was like, "Dang!" But yeah, just I mean, it's a lot of growth that like had to come with it, and yeah, just development overall.
When those guys are who they are, and
Yeah.
they're maybe having a way with you in the spring, how do you stay confident through all that and go through your own process? To now maybe it's, I don't know if it's 50-50, but at least it feels
Yeah.
like you can hold your own a little bit.
Yeah, and learning every day has really helped. I mean, I know Coach Philbin has helped me with that a lot. Learning, different techniques to work. I mean, it all kind of goes down to your own techniques, not to really play off them. Because if you play off them, you're going to be a half second late. And as a center, you're already a half second late because you don't have your right hand. And so, learning to kind of play within my own legs, within my own body, learning different techniques that I can really stick to and kind of develop within like my playing and how to block these guys because they're extremely high caliber has been exponential in my growth. So yeah, just kind of hammering down the fundamentals for the most part.
Making the calls you have to make at center, for pass protections and all that requires, obviously a vocal command at the line of
Mhm.
scrimmage. How have you developed that voice? Was that a hard thing for you to assimilate to? And where do you stand now in terms of your confidence making those calls?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm super loud kind of guy all the time. I'm usually just pretty reserved. But yeah, it kind of comes with the job. It's kind of a catch-22. You kind of think, I'll get that voice when I get there. But to get there, you have to have that voice. So you gotta learn that. You just kind of gotta go for it. And I mean, you get to a point where your voice gets really raspy or whatever, something like that, and try to get up there and try to pull them down. But yeah, you learn it. You kind of come up to it. The guys are super nice. They'll be like, "Hey, man, we gotta hear the calls of the quarterbacks." They'll be like, "Hey, I need to hear you," or Coach Day will get on you. But just learning that, learning my own voice, learning my own grounds has been really fun.
What a resource that Coach Philbin is, right? I mean,
Oh my gosh, yeah,
did you know much about him before he showed up? I mean,
Mhm.
obviously a former head coach,
yeah.
et cetera. But what has he meant to you?
Coach Philbin, man, I absolutely phenomenal coach. I mean, I love working with him. He's taught me so much in the short period of time he's been here. I love kind of talking to him because he's just kind of like he'll give you those little like tidbits and side bits. You're going through the drill, going through the play, be like, "Hey, why don't you try to throw this in there?" Like a few days ago, he goes, "Hey, go home and watch Muhammad Ali videos because he wanted me to learn how to punch and keep guys off me." And that's one of the big things I've been working on. So, yeah, he's super like wise in his teachings, and everything like that. So I'd love to have him around. I really hope he, doesn't leave too quick. I know he was here for a while, but no, he's a great addition.
The depth of his detail, is that what stands out about him? He explains something,
Yeah.
he says something, then explains it. I mean,
Yeah.
would you describe it?
Exactly, and I really like the way he kind of teaches, kind of like those little side bits he'll kind of tell you, and obviously like you can at just him talking, you can feel his like depth and wise, just because he's won a Super Bowl ring, he's been to the top, where very very few guys, even the great ones, have been. So, he knows what he's talking about, and it's kind of funny. You'd be like, hey, why don't you go try this, like super like off rip or something like that. You'd be like, all right, and it'll work immediately. You're like, oh, okay, like just add that one to the bag, but. Yeah, super great coach, and yeah, glad we have him.
You said he had you watching Muhammad Ali videos to learn how to punch?
Yeah.
What are you taking from a boxer?
See, that's what I said. I was like, I don't know what I'm looking. He's like, I just want you to learn how he kind of like, he's quick on his feet and how he like extends his extension on his punches, because as a center, you need your offhand de-extend to kind of get those guys off you, especially, well, I didn't on the last play today. Mike grounded me a little bit. That'll be what we would talk about later. I gotta get a little more extension on my punch. That's a big thing I've been working on this offseason as well. But kind of how Muhammad will be able to extend so fast and be able to get those guys off you, so I have a little bit more room to work, has been really, really good.
You had a reputation when you got here being a hard worker. When Luke left, did that kind of kick into a different gear because you knew this is right in front of you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Luke leaving was a big kind of like, wow, this is gonna be real. This opportunity is real now, and so like a lot of late night talks with God and my family, a lot of really really hardships we've gone through, a lot of hard work we've gone through. I mean, the spring was really tough. This offseason has been really really tough as well. Just kind of learning, battling, getting in with the guys. We have such a great D line that it's like we have multiple first rounders on there, so going against them every day is super awesome. I was telling them the best thing about you guys is that I don't have to play you on Saturday, so it's been such a blessing to be able to get that work in.
The offensive line did struggle in the spring. I think that's pretty clear. How much different is it now?
I think it's exponentially different. I think our offensive line now, in terms of camp-wise, is exceeding expectations even that we would have had last year. And I think that people tend to doubt the O-line first on a lot of situations, which is normal. I understand that. However, I think the work we've put in and the guys we've been able to develop in such a short period of time, I think we're going to be extremely solid.
Because there are two big questions with this team.
Yeah.
Quarterback and the offensive
Yes, sir.
line.
Yep.
When people still question 3 new starters, saw how they looked at the spring. Spring game wasn't real crisp.
Yep.
So what do you say to that?
I would say just development. I mean, we've had such a short period of time just together, those new guys kind of filling spots. And I think that time, we just need a little bit of time. And I think that going into this offseason and what we've been able to put on the field recently, we've been more than good enough, if not great. And I wouldn't be surprised if we try to take a run at the Joe Moore, and that's our goal.
Two more questions. Describe your game as a center, Carson. What do you do well out there, and what do you still want to work on the most?
Man, that's a really good question. Right now, I've been kind of known as a guy that's kind of like bugs people. It's kind of a pest. Just try to stay on them, try to keep driving my feet. Just trying to shoot my offhand. I've been learning a lot more to play my legs. That's been really good. But I have a long way to go. Every really aspect of my game's got to get a little bit better. My stretching has got a little bit better. I was talking about my offhand earlier and my legs. Be able to play with a base, because coming from a triple option team, you're on your toes. You pass maybe once a game. I mean, the year we went to state, we passed 12 times a year. So it's our passing tips were just run block, just not as far. So I was like, kind of that transition. Like I've been able to run, obviously being from that culture, but to be able to really play on my legs, play on my feet, I got a long way to go, but excited to work on it.
How much bigger are you than this time last year? Bigger and stronger? How much do you weigh now compared to last year this time?
I'm about 25 pounds heavier, same height, but yeah. I mean, if you go on the charts in there, I mean, you see a lot of work we put in with Coach Higgs and all those guys.
Up to 300?
Just under, but yeah.
Carson, you're talking a lot about like physical, technical stuff that you've grown, I guess, in spring ball. The mental side of things, do you think you more or less have it down, or
exponentially. I mean, I remember my first scrimmage when I first started like learning center. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I was like we're gonna run this way and we're gonna run this way, and that's all we got. But now to be able to diagnose a defense and to be able to kind of see tendencies, like to see if a backer can't hold his water, so we're thinking, we might see some motion, so we're gonna hand press through here, might get him, pick him up. A lot of film. Coach Day always says he wants us to be the smartest team as long as the toughest team, or as well as the toughest team. And so a lot of film, a lot of talking with Coach Mike, a lot of talking with the guards and seeing what kind of they like and what they've kind of been through to see what kind of they calls they like as well. Because it's different with different guys, like what their knowledge is. So sometimes we'll be like, hey, we're going here, but I want to make sure we know like what else is going on here, and be able to not only play your position but play the game and get that kind of wider band of picture has been super, super helpful for me. And like I said, I have a long way to go. I remember Luke last year said, compared to my sophomore year, I didn't even know what I was doing, and he knew a lot. Talking to him, he always knew a lot. So excited to see the depth of knowledge I get to understand as we keep rolling.
All right. Thank you, Carson.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Pryor said he makes fun of your Wisconsin accent.
No, 'cause, see,
Coach. Michael said coach. He came out.
I was yeah. Well, Coach. Coach. All the guys give me crap. So when I used to live with Tegra, I used to wake up and be like, "Hey, bud, come on, we gotta roll." And so he like, you can't talk like that no more. So I'll turn it off when he talks to me. So, but like, as soon as I go back up north, I'll be like, "Hey, bud, we're gonna go hop over there." But yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yeah.